Yo, what up? Trev TCG here, coming with a bit of a revamped deck here with blue-red drakes. In Explorer, have a look. Taking advantage of some new cards. You have the 4 Crackling Drakes with Kazul's Fury to sacrifice it to go for that lethal kind of Splinter Twin-esque kill. So that's a kind of like the buzzword clickbait title, I guess. But taking advantage of some new cards, Young Pyromancer and Third Path Iconoclast, kind of give you this really nice early game plan, and then also backing that up is Arcane Proxy, which you can use to recast your early removal and draw spells, and kind of just make a bunch of guys early, blow up as many things as possible while making creatures, and if that doesn't work, you have Crackling Drake to go over the top, and potentially Exhaust Fury for the sacrifice kill condition. The actual instant sorceries we're playing, for consider for Opt, 2 copies of Spell Pierce, that will protect your early guys or the combo, a single Spikefield Hazard and 3 Stangles for early cheap removal, 4 copies of Make Despair, which synergize super well with Young Pyromancer and Third Path Iconoclast, because you can sacrifice the tokens to casualty this. A single Abrade, a bit of a catch-all for artifacts, but also hits, well, does all the things versus Greasefang when you're on the draw. It's pretty nice. A single Fire is a Victory, which you do get to kick a fair amount. 3 copies of the new Obliterating Bolt, 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker, and it exiles as well. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, the guys, the Kazul's Fury, the Crackling Drake, the Arcane Proxies. Mana base wise, fairly straightforward. 4 Steam Vents, 4 Spybuff Canal, 2 Stormcloak Coast, 2 Shivan Reefs, 4 Pathways, and then Ace of Kenzin, an Otawara, a Den of the Bugbear, a Hall of Storm Giants, and an Island. You obviously have the spells you can play as lands as well. You do have the potential to go quite late into the game. If you're drawing a bunch of cards, you can hit a bunch of land drops. You activate like Hall, that's just a hard set to kill. Yeah, very solid. You get to take advantage of the utility lands. Sideboard, 2 Aethergus, largely versus green, but also red decks. Fry, 2 copies. The 4th Obliterating Bolt, again kind of versus green to be honest. Get the Troll exiled. 4 copies of Fable the Mirror Breaker and 2 copies of Challenge of Torture Defiance, kind of holding down the fort versus mid-range and control matchups. The 2 Mystical Disputes, obviously versus blue decks, but also matches where you want extra counter spells, combo things like creativity, that kind of stuff. And then 2 copies of Unlicensed Source, obviously graveyard things. Pretty great. I'm going to take this into a ranked game. 3, please. Let's see how we do. Yeah. I've been really excited to try out some of these cards. I've played Iconoclast in some kind of like artifact-based decks, trying to take advantage of all the 0-mana artifacts that are in the format now. But I've not played it in a kind of like fair shell yet, and I also really want to mess around with the big old artifact wizard. And I do just love Crackling Drake, so hey. If you're new here, interested in exploring that kind of thing, please do hit the subscribe button on the channel, maybe like the video if you enjoy it. I do a bunch of Explorer stuff, I do dabble in other formats on Arena. I play a bit of Standard, a bit of Historic, a bit of other things. But yeah, and if you have any decks that you want to see me play, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're on the play. I think this is a keep. We're actually kind of hoping they're on a creature deck, so we can kind of utilize some of these and then make this Drake a little later. So there's a reasonable chance. The thing I'm actually thinking about is whether I need to play the Spikefield Hazard on turn 1. Obviously, we're not getting Stormcloak Coast untapped till turn 3. But if we want to actually cast the Spikefield, we actually play this now. But I think I went down to 6 as well. I feel pretty happy doing that. That's fine. I'm not too worried about holding spell base up on 1. So hey, we would have tagged something. So maybe I'm just done. Second Drake to hand. Make the island pass back. We have an Abrade for a creature. We have a counter spell too. I think our next couple of turns play out Embrith. Oh, that's tough. That makes it super hard to deal with a counter on, unfortunately. Stops it getting killed by the Abrades. We'll get rid of that. Would like to draw a 4th land next turn. We have a decent amount going on for us still. I think best case scenario they go like land Trandu, we get to Spell Pierce, Abrade, and then untap. Hopefully draw a land, make a Drake. That is the sequence that I would like to do. Also, Mountain Dew's a great name. Swift Spear's kind of annoying. Oh. I can respond to this. Abrade the Swift Spear. I only get 1 more prowess trigger. That's fine. It is kind of like, do I want to break the Sister? Do I want to break the Etching? Overall, the Sister is harder to deal with in the long term. And I think I should Spell Pierce this just because there won't be loads of great targets. If they're casting other non-creature spells, they're going to be more expensive, and we can maybe get them to make. Maybe it's better to kill the Etching if we're running them close to our cards. Ooh. Land is a great draw. That's going to let us make a Drake. Okay. All of a sudden we're off to the races. See what they have to follow up here. Second castle. There. Full Brown would be annoying. Because we have Drakes and they're just going to cantrip it, I'm just happy to block this. Tank a removal spell to the Drake and not to my face. Seems fine to me. Also, we'll use up most of their turn. I don't know what their last card is, but okay. Now I'm kind of like, maybe I want to make Iconoclast make land. Have like a 4-drop. They don't have a land. They don't have like a man land to punish us. Like a way to do that. But I feel like this is more vulnerable. This is harder to deal with. This draws us more cards, and we can play this later on when we've got more spells to cast straight away. Not too worried. There's not too many things I'm like, I need to make this appear this. They're just going to concede to the Drake as it turns out, so, okay. Feeling pretty good. So, versus red, we have the Aether Gusts. I might end up bringing... whoops. I don't think I want that. The Obliterating Bolt. I don't think I want any of these. The Exile is actually super relevant versus red as well, I'm just thinking about. We're fairly well set up, we just have a ton of removal. I'd be tempted to board Axios Fury, but you have to remember it's kind of pseudo land as well. The Arcane Proxies are like somewhat vulnerable, but it's how we kind of... I kind of regret not having more 1-mana removal potentially available in the sideboard. Maybe like Flame Blessed Bolt. There's more things we can kind of flash back to just kind of clear up their board. Because obviously that way the Arcane Proxy is providing a blocker and killing something. Yeah. I don't love Fires of Victory. And I'm not a huge fan of Make Disappear, to be honest, especially when they're going to be on the play. Maybe I do board them out on the draw. Funky. Like, Drake's fine. Good. Oh, actually. I think we have enough things that we want to be doing with Spell Pierce. At least on the draw. On the play, I'm more happy. Like, by the time they're killing our 2-drops when they're on the play, we're having to play our 2-drops on curve, basically. So can't afford to kind of like take time off to put in the Spell Pierce. It doesn't have a ton of... it has a ton of like really awkward targets. Like Sharks. You're not snatching like a Kamanos here. I like the looks of this. Strangle, Obliterating Bolt. Actually, I shouldn't have messed with the way they were ordered in my hand. Just gonna Strangle here. Just an opportunity to kill the Swift Spear, but they can't buff it. That is the one essential problem here, is that the way we've got the deck set up at the minute, there's a lot of sorcery speed removal. We're just gonna kind of kill their things on curve, and hopefully, eventually, to make the way these games have played out, we've like not really had to rely much on the 2-drops. We've been like kill spell, counter spell, make a Drake. Oh, the Relic Rob is interesting. Huh. That's gonna be very annoying. Do I shock myself to go like one of these 2 kill spell? I think so. The alternatives I go one of these 2 counter spell. But if they're killing our Pyromancer, then they're not like progressing to the board. The issue with this is it puts like a clock on us. And the way our hands set up, actually, we should be able to attack. I forgot. We should be well set up to close the game out before it finishes off. We do need to keep in mind on it. Yeah, so now they're taking a turn off to basically Bone Crusher Giant here. They might still have another 2-drop, Roiling Vortex. Just 1 damage to each opponent. We're actually going to take a lot, just kind of residual damage over time. I think my plan... Oh, we can sacrifice... Okay, okay. Nobody said anything. We can sacrifice the tokens to make this appear. Oh, that's sweet. Alright. We'll see if they have anything better than just making Bone Crusher Giant. We can turn this around quite quickly, in theory. But we need them to not... We need to stop them committing more to the board. That's really annoying. Yeah, sure. Like if they want a 1-for-1 for this, is it okay? Like, pretty good for when I cast a casualty. Oh, cancel. 1 or greater. Well. Awkward. We're gonna go to 9-8. Ah, jeez. This is Planeswalker. We're gonna make the Crackling Drake. I don't think I play this because I maybe have to use it to bounce like... This is you don't control, right? Oh, no, okay. Most of the new cards template this way are. I'll play this 2 minutes. We're going to hit in with this. I may end up bouncing the Roiling Vortex on their turn or something to try and save us. They have a Raminette Ruins, which means we're effectively at 6. Mana puts 7. Oh, this is such a tough spot. We're still taking 2. We're going to go to 5. And then... They're out of cards. We have a very, very small time span. Short time span. On the play, it's super hard. It's still hard versus Mono Red. Maybe I'm going to cut some of the Pyromancer style effects. Or of his many removal. And maybe... Interesting. Fable provides a blocker, which again they can kill, but then we're getting more value out of the Fable than we are. Essentially. He's gonna resolve. Alright, that's a... This puts them to 11 down to 10. They have 2 Raminette. So if they draw land, they can do... They're gonna do... They can't activate now though. They have to do it on their turn. We're gonna take... We're gonna be at 3 by our next draw. Did you play this? Yeah. Kind of relying on us being able to draw like an opt or something to power up the Crackling Drake a bit. Rostodon's going to deal them with damage. So they're actually going to take 2 on their turn. Oh gosh. Now I can't cast into sorceries because Froston does damage to me. We're at the 3 going to 0. Right? Take 2 here and then 1 from one of these. Do you have any way to... Can't block. What do they try and do? Well, that's all sober cat. Is there a way to... And there's not right now. They go to 4. No way out, right? There's no way they don't activate round map runes, surely. Yeah. We die. Let's go to game number. Maybe it is fine to trim crystals. Like, obviously, it's a card that gets us out of that particular situation, but is in general bad for us to draw. Both being a tap land and also when it's not going to assemble a combo kill most of the time. I'm trying to work out if it's worth. The fires is probably better in. I don't want to cut what 2 drops. Trying to work out. That's good. I think let's send this back. The danger of Fable being 3 mana and just too clunky is very real. And on the play, at least, we're more likely to be able to get value out of our Pyromancer, guys. 1 land is not what we want. It's more reasonable. So I'm kind of tempted to. Yeah. Following Mist made disappear might also be. I don't think so. Honestly. Let's do this, I think. I'm just thinking we've not really seen an opt to consider all game. Or match. Mono's on curve. Holding up a counter spell this turn. Try and snag a 2-drop. But that's it being like actually nuts against us is also terrifying. It nukes all of our catches all of these. The unfortunate side. Maybe they have another 1-drop. They have a second firebrand. Yeah, these cards make these really. Do we have 2? I mean, no lands. So I'm gonna do this. Oh, it doesn't look so great, you know, here. Finding tree into. Oh, Roiling Vertex again. Yeah. The Pyromancer bet is just not very good versus the person in the red deck. Find our land. Now, they have the permanents also 1 damage, then we need to kill these and need to go with what's the turns. I think we kill this, and then the thing is that this is just going to nuke this. We get to go maybe this into this, so that gets us a blocker, but we're in for a tough time. So to be fair, with a name like Mountain Dew, they deserve to win. 11, we're gonna go to 10. Can I bomb this? No, I can put it on top still. This isn't the end of the world. Yeah, I think we had a poor matchup maybe to showcase the Iconoclast Pyromancer kind of duo. We'll fire off this here, hopefully hit a land. Yes, do I hope I hit a land? That land won't cut it. It's still kind of okay. But the ticking time bomb of Rolling Vortex. And they're gonna get some nuts card off of us. Oh my god. We can't stop that attacking. Next time. We can. Actually, we can deny them the. We're gonna go to 7 here. Kind of have to draw nuts and have them draw nothing. I have to kill the Robber of the Rich because they're gonna play a Crackling Drake otherwise. We definitely can't beat that. Let's be fair, it's a 1-4 right now. Yeah. Another issue with our sorcery speed based removal. Eventually drew it. Yeah, I was down on board with it, down the bugbear. This is a tough one. I think that red is a bad match. Well, I think that the way that we've constructed our deck with the Iconoclast and the Pyromancers, red is a pretty bad match, especially when they're playing Firebrand. Maybe account for that a little bit more on the board. Again, like some more 1-mana removal, playing Westbolt type stuff would be really, really useful. But yeah, the eight Pyromancer effects. This is like one of the few matchups where I think it is truly awful. But a lot of places where it's pretty good. But hey, this is the game we played to showcase this. I'm gonna stop stalling Mountain Dew, the savior, and yeah, scoop it on up. Thank you for watching. Again, I think this deck's pretty good. I think we just had a rough showing here. If you'd like to see me play a particular deck, let me know in the comments. I'm taking suggestions, but I have a bunch of ideas. Still more content, still more Magic to be played. And yeah, if you enjoyed, please hit the subscribe button and consider liking the video. Peace out, have a great day.